Hello and welcome to Thrive at Home. My name is Sam.
Hi, I'm Carrie.
And I don't even know if we have a topic yet for this one.
And we'll have to figure it out later.
It's repair.
Yes. Well, we had an incident not too long ago talking with our oldest child about a very sensitive issue. And the three of us were talking. It was something that she and I had been dealing with throughout the day for most of the afternoon. And so Sam was kind of coming in to the conversation there at the end of the night as we were trying to problem solve and brainstorm solutions.
Right.
And so Sam and I experienced something which I know we've experienced before, but if something's going on, or like if we're running over time, or if I get a sense that Sam's, I don't know, I'll touch his leg, or I'll kind of, and to me, I'm expressing, okay, let's wrap it up. Let's stop it talking.
Change the subject.
And so he knows
TMI.
that.
Yeah.
It's been 16 years. He knows that.
Right.
And anyway, so we
It
had
happens
that.
at church a lot.
Funny at church.
It does sometimes because we're like talking to people. You're like ready to go.
I'm like, okay,
Or,
check out.
Or I'm ready to go, or whatever it is. If you're like having that one more conversation, and then you get handed Asher, and then handed a backpack. It's time to go.
This means a whole bunch of things.
Oh my. So needless to say, we're all laying in bed. Okay, so Carrie and I are laying in bed, and Jocelyn's laying in bed, in our bed with us, and then we're talking about this thing. And she says something.
Jocelyn says something.
Yes. And so I think I was like sitting back, may have been looking at my phone or doing something that we've already talked about that I shouldn't have been doing. But I came to. I'm like, what? And I said, like, basically, give me an example. I want to know more.
Yeah. When have I ever done that? When have we ever done that?
And so Carrie immediately did the hand on the arm, and I'm like, I'm being shushed.
Yeah.
I'm being shushed. I don't want to be shushed.
Yeah.
I'm gonna speak. And so, needless to say, I think I even said I don't want to be shushed.
What did I do or something?
What did I do? Yeah, and then I turned on you really quick. What did I do?
Yeah.
So anyway, the point here is one was what were you meaning by touching me?
I think for me is the way that he responded triggered something in me that was negative, and just it didn't sit with me right. And so I was just like, you're going to be doing you're going to do damage to our daughter. Just stop,
right.
Or ask that in a different way. And, but he stopped immediately, and he, instead of talking to our daughter, he started talking to me. He's like, what did I,
Right. Because I was feeling criticized. Like, you don't understand it. You don't know. You don't have anything to say. I don't know what I was feeling. So here, I think there's one point here is that our daughter was in the room, right? Mm-hmm. So I think that's the kicker, is that this conversation probably needs to be offline. So either one of us at that moment probably should have, in a sense, said, hey, honey, give mom and dad a moment so we can reel ourselves back in. But the truth is that I know Carrie doesn't have, ill intent for me. So I knew it wasn't that. So then it was more about, okay, well, help me get on the same page. And I think she pretty much quickly realized that my next comment was in line. The first one must have come off.
The first one was not. He had already started fixing it as I was rubbing his shoulder or tapping him. And so then it was able to very quickly go back to we went back into the I feel statement.
Yeah.
I felt like that comment was pretty abrupt. Or I can't remember. I felt something. And when we're talking about this, and so I think we need to switch gears or something. It went straight into an I message or an I statement. And then we were able to repair it, which actually, if something's really bad and it's in front of your kids, you obviously want to, check out, move, leave the room. But I'm actually glad that we had that interaction with her present, because we've been trying to teach her how to do that, how to say what it is that she feels at a certain situation, meaning her and then express what she wants, what positive thing and what need does she have? And I think it was good
Mm-hmm.
to do that, but it just kind of came in, it caught us in an unexpected moment, really, is what it did.
Yeah. So a couple things that I would just nuggets from that is typically if one person is trying to respond as a parent, you don't want to get in the way of that. And that's kind of common sense knowledge, but it happens very, very quickly, just like that. And you don't want to undermine the other's parental authority, because that will typically lead to some pretty nasty conflict. So that's one. And then the two is just be, I mean, you don't want to be corrected. I think that's the thing, is I don't want to have a mother.
Right?
All right?
Not your mother.
I don't need a mother. So when we last video, we talked about accepting influence. So there's a difference between accepting influence and being mothered.
Right.
You know, being nagged.
Parenting.
I kind of heard some funny lines the other day. It was Nagatha Christie. This show, like he's calling his wife Nagatha Christie, and then later he's like, "Babe, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I can do better." Naggedy Ann, Secretary of Nagriculture. But you got to be careful with some of those kinds of comments where you're trying to help your spouse, get better. I think that the key is it's when and where.
Right.
And if you get to a place where it's coming from a good place, then okay. But you kind of want to do it maybe in private so a person can save face. If it's in public, that's when it, I think, starts exploding.
Right. And as soon as I realized he was already moving on, and he, the intent was not poor, and then I couldn't take back my patting on the shoulder. So then it's finding the opportunity to try to make a repair, or to interject and say, you know what, that's not what I mean. I misunderstood something. I took it personally based on my own issues, and what you're doing is spot on, and I agree. Yeah. So you try to, that's how you redeem it, and especially if you're in public in front of your kids or something like that, it's making that sudden, you know what, yeah, you're right on. I agree with what you had to say. Whatever the words are that need to be, that get you back on track.
I really think that's it, the repair. That ability to do the repair is amazing. And so you want to avoid criticism, and you want to avoid contempt. Right. Those are the bad ones that you're wanting to get away from.
Right.
All right, well, this is another Thrive at Home video. This is Sam.
Hey, Carrie.
And we look forward to seeing you again next time. Talk to you later.